I see a lot of chatter about Brock Purdy. And, I had people coming down my road saying, hey, weren't you the guy who was saying that all those preseason training camp interceptions didn't matter and maybe it does matter now? What do you think about that, Damon? You don't know nothing. Clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji. Okay. Look, you know what's really disappointing? Watching your quarterback throw an interception, his second of the night, on a drive that you need a touchdown on to win the game. Purdy was driving for a game-winning touchdown when he made his second and most critical mistake of the night with that interception. We're not going to pretend those interceptions are good, but we're not going to let them define Brock Purdy as a player either. And I'm not going to let any of you try to wrestle back a talking point thinking that you're dunking on me or anyone who's telling you that Brock Purdy's pretty good at this. Brock Purdy played a good game until he didn't at the very, very end. But the truth is, as we look at the entire NFL today, if interceptions are a problem for Brock Purdy, he's in a pretty good group of problem havers, because of all quarterbacks who have played 7 games this year, Brock Purdy has thrown the fewest interceptions of all of them. He's only thrown 3 on the year. Look at the league this year. Everybody has more than 3 interceptions, except for Brock Purdy, basically, in a small group that is there with him at 3. So Brock Purdy is one of the, you don't need to worry about him throwing an interception quarterbacks in this league right now. He is not out there hurting this team with his own mistakes or making the wrong play or the wrong read. He threw 2 last night. I'll give you that. If you're rooting for Brock Purdy to fail and you claim to be a 49ers fan, I'm going to tell you right now, you're a shit 49er fan, because that guy's your starting quarterback.
Well, not only that, I mean, it's like, decide what, it's like these same people that are losing their mind over Brock Purdy's struggle last night in the fourth quarter, you were rooting and telling us in July that Purdy wasn't as good as Trey Lance.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, here's the bottom line. In his career, he's completed 67% of his passes, 24 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, and is 12-2 or whatever. Whatever he is. It's like, the guy has been really, really good. And I have to laugh because, I mean, people that I like, are just trying to be on both sides of the aisle on this thing. Where I'm coming from. I think the guy's a good quarterback, and I think he is their future quarterback. But we got people who are like, I like him, but he's not the guy. But I like him, but he's not the guy long term. I mean, he's the guy right now, but he's not the guy down the road. But I do like him, but I don't really like him, and I really don't believe in him, but I kind of believe in him now, but I don't believe in him long term. And it's like, what is it? Do you believe in the guy or do you not believe in the guy? Josh Allen has bad games. Jalen Hurts had 3 picks against the Jets 2 weeks ago. They lost. I mean, guys have bad games. This was not a bad game by Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy completed 85% of his passes, and Troy Aikman was sounding like he wanted to marry the guy going to the fourth quarter. He had 3 or 4 bad passes, 2 of which got picked. You know what? I'll roll with it. I mean, you know what? I mean, is he part of the reason they lost? Absolutely. Does he need to be better? Absolutely.
He's among the least of their offensive problems, Larry.
Be convicted in your have some conviction in your analysis. I just get the feeling that it's like there's people out there that are like, well, I better say that he's pretty good because the group is going with that. And I better maintain my doubts because otherwise, and then there's people that are crushing him in the first half, and then taking down their tweets as he has a good rest of the first half and third quarter, and then ripping him again in the fourth quarter. I mean, either stay with him and have some belief and have some perspective that quarterback play goes up and down to a degree, and there's going to be successes and failures. I mean, this is a guy that throws with anticipation and throws to spots. He doesn't wait for guys to get open in the NFL. He's an anticipatory thrower. That's a good thing. But guess what? Brock Purdy, part of what makes Brock Purdy is he's got the stones to throw the 50-50 ball and put it on his receiver to go to the spot. And that means there's going to be some miscommunications. There's going to be some times where you think your receiver's going to that spot and he doesn't get there. There's going to be some times where there's going to be some turnovers. I thought he played incredibly well through 3 quarters, but that still doesn't take away the 2 interceptions. The one that I have a problem with is the last one, because I felt like it wasn't the last play of the game. It wasn't a do or die situation. He didn't need to be that aggressive. There was still 30 seconds left. I felt like he had a running lane. I haven't seen the all 22 yet, but to my mind, when they showed the end zone tight angle and we got a view of his viewpoint, it looked like he had an avenue to run for 15 or 20 yards to his right with 30 seconds on the clock and them at the 40-yard line. That would have brought him down to the 25 and a first down with maybe 15, 20 seconds left. Hardly a disaster. I thought that was instead he took a shot down the field, threw it into a crowd, and Cam Bynum made an athletic play and picked it off. But I mean, either you like Brock Purdy and you have conviction, but I am so sick and tired of I said he was going to be good, but as soon as he's bad, I'm off his bandwagon. And as soon as he struggles, I'm not, I'm going to say that he's the guy right now, but he's not the guy down the road. It's like, do you think he's the guy, period? Get on, weigh in one way or another. I think he is the guy, period. That's where I'm at. I like him when he's good, and I'm ready to rip him and cut him off at the knees when he makes a mistake is garbage. And as far as are we seeing any common denominators in his play, one thing that was brought up today on Twitter, Brock Purdy by quarter this season, quarters 1, 2, and 3, he's completing 71% of his passes, 9.2 pass yards per attempt, 9 passing touchdowns, 1 pick, and a 117.1 passer rating. In the fourth quarter, he's got a 54.8 completion percentage. The 9.2 passing yards per attempt dropped to 6.7. The 9 passing touchdowns dropped to 2. The 1 interception jumps to 2. And the passer rating goes from 117 to 71.5. So he hasn't been as good in the fourth quarter.
Well, he hasn't needed to be that.
He hasn't needed to be. They've run the ball a lot. But, he's not attacking in the fourth quarter. I think that's why the 9 passing touchdowns versus 2. But overall, he made a couple bad throws in the second half, and he got burned on them. But I mean, if you're going to throw with anticipation, if you're going to throw to spots, if you're going to have the balls to put the ball up in the, for your receivers to go get it, and those 50-50 balls, you're going to win, you're going to lose. And he lost yesterday in the fourth quarter, and he'll own it and he'll move on. But I mean, what's really sickening is like these people that kind of smile. It reminds me of high school. Someone who smiles in your face and talks shit behind your back. It's like that's what it feels like. The Niner reaction from some of the fans and content creators and media. It's like either you believe in this guy and you think he's the real deal, like Shanahan, like myself, like a handful of others, or you think he's not good enough and own it, wear it, be out there. But this, you know what? I really doubt him. And I'm going to be on the record as saying that I don't think he's the long-term guy, but I do like him right now, but I don't like him. Which is it?
Look at it this way. You got a lot of people who decided to hate him during a 10-game winning streak. So if you're going to decide to hate him when all the evidence is showing that you're wrong, the only way you even maintain your voice in a crowded room is to try to scream, oh, look, maybe I was right. Maybe I was right. When he does have a less than game, and a 2-interception game from Brock Purdy is a less than game. But again,
you're just waiting. You're just sitting there on the sideline, rubbing your hands together. That's what it seems like. There's people out there that are literally sitting on the sidelines waiting for this guy to fail. I told you all summer that Trey Lance was the guy, and I don't know shit. But you know what? And it's proven at this point, but I'm still going to hold tight to I won't give this guy my full endorsement. I'm not going to buy into it. I don't believe.
Keep the same energy when you go on.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Keep the same energy next time you're talking to your buddy Grant. Okay. Keep the same energy up.
Because he's not. I mean, Grant, I think, has been at least given Brock his flowers. But I mean, I'm talking about many, many others who are like, I love him, but I really am I love him, but I don't endorse him. It's like either you think he's good enough or you don't think he's good enough.
There's a group of fans who are just waiting to try to dunk on people who have told you that Purdy's pretty good. Not only are you not dunking on us, you don't even have possession. Like you're not dunking on anyone. If your point is Brock threw those interceptions, I told you he sucked. Of all quarterbacks who have started 7 games this season, Brock Purdy has thrown the fewest interceptions in the NFL. I mean,
but nobody else has. Guys have good days. Guys have bad days. Nobody jumps off the Jalen Hurts bandwagon after he throws 3 picks to the Jets and almost threw a 4th, and they lose to the lowly Jets. People are still like, "Hey, you know what? Hurts is the guy. Like Hurts." But Purdy's endorsement, it's like I'm only endorsing him because everybody else is. Show some conviction. If you really don't believe that he's the guy, then say it and wear it through the good and bad times.
Right. And if they do win the Super Bowl, you don't even get to go to the parade. You don't get any, don't buy the t-shirt, don't buy the hat. Don't high five a single dude on your couch during the game. It's nuts. We got there is a level of anger that only gets expressed in football fandom, and people just dump all over the team that they love because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's a weird way to go about being a fan. I never understood it. I can't understand it. This is the team I root for, but I don't like 2 or 3 decisions that they made. So I'm rooting for it all to fail, and I'm rooting for everyone to be fired. And then I will be happy, even though this guy is winning games at a percentage that would make Bill Walsh blush. And
here's this one, Gizmo Maltese. I agree, but the question about Purdy is, can he manage comebacks? Whose question's that? Yours? I mean, he came back on the road from 10 down last year against the Raiders as a rookie. He led them back last week against the Browns, only to see their rookie kicker miss a 41-yard field goal, which is, the equivalent of a gimme. So last week, did he not bring him from behind? No, he did bring him from behind. Last week, did he not come back? He did come back. It's like, come on, man. I mean, I just think that it's sad. It's sad. It's like people want to, it's like they have no conviction. They don't know what they're watching, or they have no conviction, or they just don't believe in this guy, and they're just telling everybody they do because they feel like they'll be ripped if they don't. And it's like, come on, man. The guy has got 24 touchdowns, and what I say it was 24 touchdowns and 7 picks, and he's 12-2.